Balto and the Great Race. Chapter 9. Bluff, Solomon and Port Safety. Bluff was strangely silent. It was late in the evening, and both men and dogs had eaten their fill at dinner. Once again, all of Bluff's lights were left on in the hopes that Charlie Olsen's team might soon arrive. Unknown to the people there, the weather near Nome had gotten bad. Some of the telegraph lines were down. In Bluff, it was very windy, but the conditions did not seem to be hazardous. Balto's loud barking broke the silence. Gunnar Kazan heard it and rushed outside. Balto and the rest of the team were on their feet, sniffing the air. Their ears were straight and high. There could be no mistake. Olsen's team must be closing in. Sure enough, minutes later, Olsen's panting dogs trotted into Bluff. Within minutes, they were surrounded by people. Olsen gave Kazan what little information he had as Kazan slipped his dogs into their harnesses. According to the plan, Kazan was to drive through Solomon, where there was a working telegraph, so he could get the latest news. He would then head to Port Safety, where the final musher would be waiting. The serum was warmed, and the men worked quickly, tying the crate onto Kazan's sled. The race hadn't been won yet. Nome was barely 60 miles away, but some difficult land lay in between. The men gave Kazan their good wishes, and Olsen reminded him to keep the serum warm. Balto leaned forward in his harness, straining to be on his way. He leaned without being told in the direction of Nome. He remembered what they had left behind in that town and why they needed to return. It was exactly 10 o'clock at night. The temperature was dropping. With Gunnar Kazan bringing up the rear, the team set out into the blackness, unaware of a howling blizzard that raged only miles ahead. As the lead dog pulled forward, Gunnar Kazan's eyes slowly became used to the darkness. The dogs set a quick pace after 2 days of waiting, and they warmed to the exercise. Gripping the handlebars of the sled as it skated over the path, Kazan imagined what the landscape looked like in daylight. The relay was going well, but there was no room for mistakes. He wanted to be prepared for anything. The trail to Port Safety followed the coastline, sometimes snaking out over the sea ice. This was the Seward Peninsula, the western extension of Alaska on which Nome sits. This area of Alaska is almost completely bare of trees. The landscape is harsh, rocky, and totally exposed to the elements. Sledding at the very edge of the coast put Balto and the team in the teeth of the vicious winds sweeping in from the ocean. Kazan had heard stories of powerful wind currents lifting entire teams of dogs off the ground. And there were other dangers too. Kazan had to be prepared at any moment to be attacked by deadly moose or other wildlife. In the town of Solomon, the telegraph operator put a message aside for Kazan's arrival. The message was from the Nome Board of Health, and it confirmed that a violent blizzard was raging between Solomon and Nome. The message told Kazan and his team to stay in Solomon until the storm passed. A message was also sent to Musher Ed Rohn, who was waiting with his team at Port Safety to take over from Kazan. Rohn was ready to take the serum, the short distance remaining to Nome. But since he believed the telegraphed message meant that Balto and the team would not arrive until morning, Rohn turned out the lights and slept.